about our own prejudice. Research is to find truth. So you push money into research, medicine, hypertension, research into cancer. That's truth. So societies that value truth, like Japan, they'll do better than you because you don't value truth. You get me? If you don't, you can pray, but that's not truth. If you don't value, societies that advance, they value truth. They spend money to ascertain the truth about their situation, and they solve it, but you don't want to accept the truth. You don't want to accept the truth. You want to tell yourself you are the best, and you believe it. The fact that you believe a lie is just delusion. Now, you can be delusional. Now, delusion means you are lying to yourself. You can lie to somebody, that's dishonest, but delusion is worse than dishonesty. Because delusion means you know you are wrong, but you believe, you convince yourself you are right. We are delusional. Ghana, Black Star of Africa for where? First country of Sub-Saharan, so what? Go and look at all the facts. Some guy did a video on Côte d'Ivoire. Go and look at the Côte d'Ivoire video. Look at the stadiums they are playing in. Look at the stadium of football. Look at the parks. Is the parks in Côte d'Ivoire you are seeing? Is there anyone in Ghana like this? Even Accra Sports Stadium, they stopped that they are going to do music concerts in a stadium. You go and see nails on the floor and things. Our football is going bad. Then you get up and say, what are you talking about? We can't even compete in football. There's no grassroots, AstroTurfs everywhere. We've lost it. There's no commitment to excellence anywhere. People don't even...
I'm glad to be able to report, Mr. Speaker, that the economic management team, under the stellar leadership of the strong, brilliant economist, Vice President Bawumia, has risen to the challenge, and the hard work is beginning to show positive results. I don't see what we gain by attacking the record of our own government. When you do that, then you become then party candidate. What are you going to tell the people of Ghana? Who misled you and mismanaged affairs. I will be different. Even though I am MPP, I'm still under the Oslo sign. I'm different. And the people of Ghana will be that gullible. No. Let's be serious.
I must at this stage salute and give particular recognition to the Bank of Ghana, which has come under unfair criticism for taking the necessary measures which help pull the economy back from the brink. The Bank of Ghana provided needed financing to the government at that critical moment. What the Bank of Ghana did was very responsible in putting the interest of the good citizens of Ghana first. The data which is available shows that the financing provided to the government by the Bank of Ghana was temporary. The Bank of Ghana has provided zero financing to government in 5 out of the last 7 years. Zero financing in 2017, 2018, 2019, 2021, and 2023. The Bank of Ghana financing of government in the COVID-19 year of 2020 and the liquidity crisis year of 2022 was because of the domestic and global crisis, with underperforming revenue and no access to international capital markets. Ladies and gentlemen, the good news is that the data shows that the economy is recovering from the crisis we faced.
We don't have to borrow money from anywhere. Just toll the various sections of the road and we'll raise the money to do the roads in Ghana.
We refurbish all those toll booth structures to provide proper and decent washrooms, for instance, for the use by motorists, so that we advise them to desist from the practice that we see at times. You find out or you see cars stopping indiscriminately on the highway and people getting out to wee, as we usually say it, urinating. You see men on the left to women on the right, or at times you see a man, the woman. No, it's all indecent. It's not a good practice.
What is the difference between the ordinary thief and a political thief? Number one, the ordinary thief steals your money, your bag, your watch, and your jewelry, isn't it? But the political thief steals your future, your career, your education, your health, and your business. Number two, the hilarious part is that the ordinary thief will choose whom to rob. But you are the one who choose the political thief to rob you. Because we choose them. We vote them. We blindly say we are not blind. Who is deceiving who? The ridiculous part of the whole issue is that we will fight to defend and protect our belongings from the ordinary thief. Is it not? But we fight each other to defend and protect the political thief. Is that not what we do? Thugs will be fighting themselves to protect those that are stealing our career, stealing our job, stealing our health, stealing our success. What a shame.
If you reach a certain stage in life and there is nobody who can look you in the eye and tell you the truth, you are doomed. And that is where our country has gotten to. We need to rescue this country. Wallahi. And I feel very terrible as a Ghanaian at this time. This country is in serious trouble, ladies and gentlemen. We are in serious trouble. We need to rescue this country, ladies and gentlemen. The presidency has been so depraved, so muddied, so dirtied, that I tell you in all sincerity as a Ghanaian, that I feel terribly sad today as a Ghanaian. We need to rescue this country. Wallahi. Inshallah.
Please don't cry.
We shall rescue our country.
Government is broke, government is broke. But people are spending billions to go inside the government that is broke. Have you ever seen a minister who resigned because government is broke before? Government has no money. Have you ever seen a governor who said, ladies and gentlemen, when I was elected, I thought the government had money. Now I discover government has no money, I resign. Have you ever seen it? Government has no money, but they are bringing money out at election time. Where is that money coming from? So they are lying. What is happening is that there are two types of wicked people in government. Type 1, they eat current money. Any money they find in government, they will eat it. They are wicked about that one. There is type 2. Type 2, they eat current money and future money. They will say, my term will end next year. When I leave, how will I eat money? Let me borrow money now and borrow money of the future and eat it now.
All right, a very good morning to you and welcome to the program. Good morning, Ghana. Today is the 12th of February, 2024, and we, by His grace, we're here to discuss matters of the day. And later on, I'll introduce the guests to you, but for now, we go through the headlines of the newspaper, starting off with the Daily Graphic. And it says, Ghanaians pay last respect to J.B. Dankwa in Chebi. Bawumia touted government achievements, Akumia tells critics. NDC running mate heats up. Nano Pokwajuman leads pack. Togbi Afedes name pops up. Hey, okay. The Ghanaian Times. Review curfew in Nkwanta. Traders, residents appeal to government. Cybersecurity Authority cautions public against Valentine's Day fraud. President makes new appointments in prison service. Aftermath of fatal accident, Minister cautions of Angkor and Swom road drivers against recklessness. Ex-President Mahama pushes for bipartisan parliamentary inquiry into Akosombo Dam spillage. Daily Guide. One grabbed over Jirapa Dubai owner's murder. LGBTQ bill, don't jail same-sex offenders, Afenyo marking. Bawumia running mate. Onyina sticks his neck out. Pentecost Anglican land dispute halts school project. New Crusading Guide. Jospon Group supports 3 dialysis units with 500,000 cedis. Takwa SSM Lord Bawumia for his small-scale mining policy. Leave the mate alone and arrest the driver. Coca to NDC. Anti-gay bill, Afenyo marking fines for non-custodial sentences for homosexuals. NAPO will best complement Bawumia NPP National Youth Wing. KNUST urges corporate organizers to support brilliant but needy students. U.S. Embassy praises GJA for seeking justice for assaulted journalists. The Insights newspaper, Bawumia, how his thirst for power made him piss in government. Professor Jane Opoku-Agyeman chases silent critics of Mahama government. Threat of war looms over Europe and NATO drill goes full throttle. GUM attacks Bawumia, GUM attacks Bawumia, calls VIP liar comedian. GUM attacks Bawumia, calls VIP liar comedian. The Informer. Before Doms Alan says Bawumia is a leader with vision. Otumfor Jabs detractors says attempts to denigrate Ashanti Kingdom will fail. Danger looms as ECG transformer houses share boundary with fuel station. NPP running mate slot. Youth wing routes for Napo. Jospong Group supports kidney patient with 500,000 cedis. In this issue, AGI hails Bawumia's tax reforms proposal. The Inquisitor. Crookish grab of police academy land. IGP Pentecost spark anger. NPP National Youth Wing wants DMB NAPO partnership. Blacklisting of media attackers unproductive reaction. Blacklisting of media attackers unproductive reaction. NMC chair. Lands Ministry offers DVLA plush office complex. Afenyo Marking opposes custodial sentences for LGBT plus promoters. Jospong Group supports dialysis patients at the Bank Hospital. The Herald. Ghana's military recruiting grandmothers and grandfathers as soldiers. Akufo-Addo poised for major ministerial reshuffle amidst party pressure. Afenyo Marking offers strong options towards humane same-sex legislation. Bawumia and Mahama come signal dirty 2024 election campaign. The Daily Statesman, First Lady commissions a Krapim Library. Nana Akomia Bawumia hasn't betrayed Akufo-Addo. Nana Akomia Bawumia hasn't betrayed Akufo-Addo. Bawumia gets massive support for forward-looking vision. Minister urges caution on Ofanko in Swom Road. DVLA gets new office complex. The Daily Searchlight. Bloody mayhem at mining sites at Achim Akokwase. 4 Chinese miners shot during robbery raid. There's a critique here. It says Bawumia's vision on transport shallow, hollow. Matthew Opoku Prempeh will best complement Bawumia and Bawumia NPP National Youth Wing. Top right corner. Jospong Group of companies has supported the Bank Hospital with a check of 120,000 Ghana cedis. Wow, doing well. A Ghanaian publisher, give Bawumia a chance. Kufuor appeals to Ghanaians. Lands Ministry hands over modern office complex to DVLA. Comments unique development. Jospong supports dialysis patients with 120,000 cedis. The Metro Lens. Apostle Professor Opoku-Nyina as Bawumia's running mate is a question. Economic prosperity through miracles, philosophy or rhetoric not achievable. It requires extreme practical and pragmatic solutions. Dr. Samankra. Proposal for flat rate tax on spare parts imports. Aboso Kind Spare Parts Dealers Association hails Bawumia. Host nation Ivory Coast defeats Nigeria to win AFCON trophy. The Custodian. Jospong Group supports 3 dialysis units with 500,000 cedis. Afenyomakin kicks against jailing LGBT supporters. Spare parts dealers Lord Bawumia on tax reforms. Lands Ministry presents new office to DVLA. NAPO is best to partner Bawumia, NPP youth activist. The new finder, Access Bank confirms death of Group CEO Dr. Herbert Wigwe. Dr. Bawumia's vision receives positive reviews. DVLA receives state-of-the-art office complex in Greater Accra. You will fail. Asante Hine warns person scheming to undermine and sideline Asanteman. Daily Post. Attack on free speech. Yoko operatives storm premises of Obibini Black Man Company Limited in Kumasi to silence the owner. Ivory Coast crowned AFCON champions for third time after comeback win over Nigeria. Atachime Buakwa, chief being intimidated because of Mahama. Alhaji Bawumia is a joke compared to Mahama when it comes to performance. Felix Kwacho Fosu. And that's for the headlines this morning. Let's take a breather. We'll be back shortly.
MTN. Star Assurance, your solid partner.
Anti-cavity, gum protection, brighter teeth and fresh breath.
I'm afraid Missy Way.
The patch of Bantama.
Matisse.
Cycle.
It's her smile, the fresh breath.
Me, Jidi said we used to Cal 360 toothpaste. Some kind. Cal 360 toothpaste.
That's Kia. Cal 360 toothpaste. It's a gum protector.
Onim Jom Kasan. Cal 360 did the way. It's cool mint, gives me fresh breath, and your confidence booster.
You will see so feeling kika when you know Cal 360 toothpaste.
Happy smile.
Cal 360 toothpaste, anti-cavity, gum protection, brighter teeth and fresh breath. Cal, happy smile. This advert is FDA approved.
Discover the perfect blend of quality, modern elegance and affordability with Kingdom Home Real Estate. At Kingdom Home Real Estate, we cater to both local and international clients, offering exceptional housing options in Ebri and Ikropong. Our properties are conveniently located, providing a tranquil atmosphere, top-notch security, and essential amenities such as electricity, water, and backup generators. Our strategic locations offer easy access to popular tourist destinations, all within a 30-minute drive from Accra. Visit us in Ikropong right after the Latte Junction or in Ebri near the Ebri Girls Senior High School. Alternatively, you can reach us Kingdom Home Real Estate, where your dream home becomes a reality.
Enjoy the fruits of your labor, they say, but as humans, aging and physical infirmity stands our way of enjoying our mansions and homes. It often becomes challenging, if not impossible, to use our stairways day in, day out. With portable American pneumatic vacuum elevators, PVs, you are assured of unlimited enjoyment of your mansions and homes. It's a self-supported elevator for vertical movement of humans and goods at homes and offices. The original comes in 3 custom-made upgrade models with wheelchair accessibility. Call it luxury, but it's a necessary imperative for vertical mobility. Do not let aging or infirmity limit you. Get one for your easy vertical mobility at home. It's affordable and can be installed in just 3 days without modification to your existing building. It's however easier to incorporate it at the construction stage. We also have traditional Fuji elevators and escalators for your high-rise buildings and malls. Visit Lifts and Elevators Company Limited at Sakumono for your elevators nationwide. For free consultation to call or WhatsApp us on 0200-535-515. Lifts and Elevators, the elevator people.
We are back bringing you the latest lineup from Betway. Betway starts strong with their front two with Free Play Friday and Swipe Bet. In the middle, you've got all the control with Cash Out and Build a Bet. Plus, with Win Boost, you can boost your sports bet. At the back, they have Smart Picks and the Partial Daily Jackpot.
You always get way more with Betway.
These adverts have been vetted and approved by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. Bet responsibly. No under 18. Terms and conditions apply. Betway. Get way more.
The biggest car center in Ghana, offering unparalleled round-the-clock service in autos and accessories. Nadam Autofix is the biggest distributors of used tires in Ghana, offering first-grade second-hand car tires of all rim sizes at both wholesale and retail prices. We are also the leading name in car sensor diagnostics, corrections and sales of car accessories. We excel in car washing and detailing with state-of-the-art steam engine washing machines that keep water away from your engine, ensuring a clean, healthy and responsive engine. Nadam Autofix, the first name in servicing, car accessories and car washing. Visit us today and experience the world of class difference. Find us today at Asoridaho, directly opposite Dansoman KFC and the Shell filling station. For more details, you can call us on 0503 244 266 or 0535 339823. Nado Motofix, Wukwainso Nyonko Papa.
Customer. Nada bena minka me twa papa.
What you say?
Me twa 10 Ghana.
10 Ghana.
10 Ghana cedis.
Na no dia, say na obenya.
10 Ghana cedis no. Me dia. Me di 54,000 Ghana cedis.
54,000.
540 million. Here.
Yeah, the one na me twa me di e skase.
Yeah. Ene na giga ade tena we. Tena wa boki. Draw no na asase no. Mami me volume.
Customer, one of our daily lucky winners. Dial *946# to play now. Or you can also play online at www.gamepackgames.com. Game Park is regulated by the National Lottery Authority.
All right, you're welcome back to the program. It's Good Morning Ghana, and I have the guest with me already. Lara Timuzisaka is the Deputy Executive Secretary for the Postal Courier Services Regulatory Commission and also a member of the NPP Communications team, and she's here. Lara, you're welcome. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
I am just wondering who did this work.
Which work?
Work of art on you.
The person who sews for me.
And was able to turn the smock fabric into a suit, a jacket, however you want to call it.
Whatever you want to call it. Winter coat, whatever. That's just to show that it's not just for, you can use it for anything.
Yeah.
Once it's a fabric, the person is good, they can use it for.
Really, really good. The person is really good. This is a lot of work. That's a thick fabric. I wonder how many needles you broke.
Oh, come on.
To finish this.
It's not that thick. Not that thick.
All right. So, Beatrice, Annan is also a lawyer and a member of the NDC communications team as well. Beatrice, you're welcome. And thank you for coming. I saw a post of yours, I think yesterday.
Yes. I think it was 2 days ago.
2 days ago. Okay, I saw it yesterday, actually. I'm not surprised I leave the rest. You're welcome.
Thank you.
So how was the trip? How was the campaign activity?
By God's grace, everything was fine.
You were at the Akosombo housing dedication, right?
Yes.
You were there.
Yes, President Mahama was there to commission alternative housing, and I think that is a very beautiful place. I wish we could replicate it in many regions. And it appears that Okujato has even been able to finish this housing project before the Apiate. You know, government is still building, and this has to take a private person or their MP together with people. So I think that he deserves a pat. Congratulations to him. And we pray that the excess of the 12,000 people would also be catered for. And that's very laudable. And I was happy to see it. I was happy to see it because I could tell the change from where the people lived to where they are moving to. I just will encourage them to maintain it so that they'll make a case for why others also deserve such a beautiful edifice. So this morning, congratulations to Okujato.
I think our own Shadrach Kodame Ajay was there. So if we can get some of the videos and see how it is like, it's interesting. But you know, have we not already admitted that governments, private sectors are always smarter, faster than governments?
I think the question should be that have we not admitted that this government has been lackadaisical? Because why are we comparing private sector? It is the responsibility of the government to do this. If it doesn't do it and someone steps in, it is not justification for somebody's inefficiency. The Interministerial Committee have been holding meetings, and beyond that, nothing has happened. I think it's a shame. It's not something, yes, Okujato has done well, the donors have done very well, but I think this is something that no government communicator should even comment on, because it's an indictment on government. It's a shame. It tells you the level of inefficiency that we are having. It tells you why things are the way they are, and nothing seems to be happening. And as for the Akosombo spillage thing, for me, it comes with a bit of emotion. So I would rather not talk about it than to talk about the fact that I'm happy to see what I saw on Saturday. I'm happy that President Mahama has called on government to stop being lackadaisical and do what is needful, channel resources. But I mean, this government disappointed God. Why can't they even disappoint the Akosombo victims? So the most important thing is that they have alternative housing, and I wish them the best. And that's all I can say for now.
Well, so those who have been following this program, you know that like every time I get the opportunity to talk about it, I mention it. And we know, Okujato said this was for 300 victims, and that they had commissioned the first 300 already. So this is like the second 300 victims that are going to be rescued for the housing. So let's just hope. Well, I was hoping to get some of the videos. If I do, you'll see how the housing, the rescue housing, you say, for the Akosombo Dam spillage victims are like. Right. So before that, let me also remind you that imagine getting rewarded for something that you already have. You have to do every single day. It sounds so good to be true, and so well, it's exactly what Momo Season is all about. And there's something for everyone. So download the Momo app on the Play Store or App Store and use the Momo Pay for your day-to-day transactions to a merchant QR code, to the QR code or merchant ID, and stand a chance of winning 1,000 Ghana cedis every week. There are also some amazing prizes. Our merchants are also not left out, MTN is saying, so receive payments. Receive the payments and win. Keep your Momo Pay on the Momo app and get rewarded. Visit the Momo merchant application.mtn.com.gh, right, for your Momo business account today. It's Momo season, just Momo with the Momo Pay. Terms and conditions apply. Care Kits toothpaste is also available on the market and is also recommended for children between the ages of 2 and 6 years old. And it's flavored with strawberry, so it makes it easy and very tasty for the children to want to brush their teeth every day. So make sure that your children are using Care Kits toothpaste. It's a product from Samara Company Limited and also approved by the Food and Drugs Authority. Lift and Elevator says that enjoy the fruit of your labor. It's as important as enjoying the mansions of your labor. The pains of climbing stairs when not exercising could be challenging for all ages, but worry no more. Lift and Elevators is available. The services can give you 3 days, maximum to install the lift or elevator in your home, and it also can carry your goods. Call them. They're actually call them on 0200-535-515 or send an email to elevators@gmail.com for consultations and best business solutions. It's easy for easy and vertical movement. Armin Scientific free screening is also here. That they say who has health has hope, and who has hope has everything. So therefore, the Armin Scientific and Herbal Alternative Medical Hospital is organizing free health screening for the general public, and it's a way of saying thank you to Ghanaians. What's more rewarding than this? The free screening includes fertility test, prostate, stroke, diabetes, hypertension, fibroid, ulcers, hepatitis B, and many more. So note that the medical screening is free, but the patient with the disease conditions will pay a token for their medications. So visit them near the Snitz Flats down or Klagong, near Ashaman Underbridge, and all our other branches across the country. Call them on 0207229505 or 0244227192 to book your appointment. Armin Alternative, it says that God is the healer. Right. So let's get into the issues of the day, and that, of course, has to do with Dr. Bawumia, and one of the key members of his team leading the communications of the Bawumia team, Nana Akumia, has spoken. He said something here. Let me just see if I can grab just excerpts of it, and then we will get to the guests. So page 15 says that head of communications of the Bawumia campaign team, Nana Akumia, has said that the vice president's decision to do things differently did not mean he had disassociated himself from the ruling government. He stated that Dr. Bawumia never blamed President Akufo-Addo for the economic situation and has never taken himself out of the government. In fact, what he has done is to actually tout the achievements of the government, and he has said that there are some of the things I will do differently. So does that mean that the government has failed or disagrees? Obviously, he will do things differently. Not having the same point of view with you does not mean that you are wrong. It is just that I'm thinking differently. Nana Akumia, who is the managing director of ST, told the Daily Graphic last Friday. But he, if you missed the program last Friday with Dr. Randiabi, it was interesting how they stayed on the banter for some minutes, almost 10 minutes about, well, if I want to do things differently, then it doesn't necessarily mean you are wrong or I disagree with you. And it was like plain, semantics, where Doctor had his position, Nana Akumia also had his position, and I think he also spoke with Daily Graphic about, that situation. But let me come to the guests and pick your minds on, firstly, how the reactions have been After the address of Dr. Bawumia, let me start off with you, Laratu. So far, how have you received the reactions after the address of Dr. last Friday?
Good morning once again. Good morning, Patrice, and our viewers. I mean, no one comments on something they believe doesn't have any essence. If he hadn't made any great impact or made any sense, for lack of a better description, I don't think we'll be sitting here since the 7th, the evening of the 7th, till today, trying to go into the details of what Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, the flag bearer, a leader of the new Patriotic Party, and also the Vice President of the Republic of Ghana. So it's not lost on anyone that every president who succeeds in being given the mandate has a 2-term tenure. That's cumulatively 8 years to serve the people of Ghana. And His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo will be ending his tenure come 7 January 2025. And as is required, the new Patriotic Party needs to go for elections as a democratic party and elect someone who can continue with the works and improve on what has been done so far by Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. We went to the polls, we elected Dr. Bawumia, and definitely for someone who is coming to lead this nation, he needs to let us know what he's bringing on board. I mean, on a normal day, when you go for a job interview, you're supposed to show what you're coming on board. It's not business as usual. Ghana is over 60 years. If Ghana were to be a human being, Ghana will be on retirement. You know, we've come so long with our democracy. But for our current dispensation, I like to limit myself to 1992 till now. You know, and we've had presidents after presidents. We've had former President Rawlings of blessed memory. We had President Kufuor, who was at Dr. Bawumia's event. And that should tell you a lot. And with the words that he chose and all that. I mean, in 2000, when 2008, when President Kufuor was ending his tenure, and we needed to bring in someone to continue. We all went to the polls, and the delegates chose Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, and he had to elect a running mate. And it was Dr. Bawumia. Then, nobody had seen him anywhere near frontline politics. He was at Bank of Ghana, being the economist that he is, helping solve our problems in this country. And he was chosen as running mate. Nobody, I don't think, if anybody had been asked then, or if even him, if anybody had told him that he was going to be the running mate then, I don't think he would have given much thought to it. But that is it. Sometimes we downplay the God factor, sometimes we downplay the destiny factor in some of these things. So I could really relate to what former President Kufuor said, as he being a man of destiny. And looking at what he's done so far, and it's he highlighting all that in his. As I sit here, I'm a deputy at the institution that I work with. My focus or my shadow is mainly operations. So And our main mandate is licensing and regulating postal and courier services. So that's our main operational area. But definitely as an institution that runs, you have administration, you have finance, you have other things that all fall under the executive secretary. When the executive secretary is not there, she gives me handing over notes to act with certain things to do. There are certain payments I can approve because of threshold issues and all that. So, being her deputy, I sit in management meetings, I sit in meetings, I can make suggestions, I can give advice, I can give my opinion based on my interactions with my team, which is the operations department. But at the end of the day, the executive secretary is the spending officer in the final authority. When it comes to answering, when it comes to going to public accounts committee, when it comes to audit, answering of audit queries and all that, the buck stops with her. So based on the mandates that has been given to her, based on what the rules and regulations are, based on the law that governs us, she needs to work within that. And she's the person who is answerable to the next authority. And that's to put into context the situation of vice presidents. I mean, we've heard a lot of issues in the past about vice presidents and their presidents. Not long ago, we had issues of how our late former vice president, Mr. Emerson Arthur, wasn't given the opportunity to do all that he came on. But that's in the past. We have a vice president who came in and as an economist, and if you really understand the times that we find ourselves in, I was really taken aback when our compatriots kept on ridiculing His Excellency the Vice President for taking up digitalization and all that technology stuff. If you really understand the times that we find ourselves in the fourth industrial revolution, where technology is the backbone to everything that we are doing as a nation and as a global world, you wouldn't ridicule an economist taking key interest in making sure that the system works. What's the fourth industrial revolution about? It's basically about putting systems in place that makes things easy and essentially also cuts off a lot of human interaction, which has been the main cause of corruption in our country. Even though the European Commission has designated a fifth industrial revolution, it's not so. People are now still trying to put in the technologies from the fourth industrial revolution. We're talking about AI, we're talking about cyberspace and all that. So when an economist of his stature wants to make sure that the systems that will make an economy move, then anybody who makes fun of him and says he's left the economy and is following, he doesn't understand the times we find ourselves in. And even with the fifth industrial revolution will be looking at values and people-centric issues. So the technology and all that is built on the fourth industrial revolution. And so we are no longer in a world where it's like things happen and you hear them after so many months. It's real time now because of advancement of technology. He's been voted for to lead the New Patriotic Party. Definitely, he needs to let us know. And when you go through all the things he said, after accounting for what he was asked to do by his boss, he accounted for all that he was asked to do for his boss. As for infrastructure, building of schools, building of hospitals, building of roads, even though we've done some over 11,000 kilometers, and we are yet to hear anybody say a government prior to this has done more than that. Built schools, built hospitals, polyclinics, chips. Every government, from even the colonial times, has built infrastructure. But when you build an infrastructure, and for someone like me coming from health before going into what I'm doing, if you build a hospital and there's no equipment, there's no systems to make the infrastructure work, it's not a hospital. So we've gotten to the point where, and if with all that we've been through and still going through the challenges, but that's what I keep saying is we are in a situation where it's difficult. Cost of living is high, but in all that, how do we get out of those things? In
accounting for some of the work that you say was assigned him by his boss, he said, I have two questions. One is, he said, in the lane of fiber optic cables, this particular government has done 98% of fiber optic cables that had been laid in this country. I don't know if you heard that. And then this accounting of work was managing the economy part of the assignments that was given him by his boss.
Have you read the document?
Have I read which document?
His a speech, or you listened to everything? You were there. Oh, okay. I wasn't there. But when you go further, I'm trying to get a page. He spoke about the Minister of Finance focusing on the fiscal space, the Bank of Ghana focusing on the monitoring space, and all these things. How do they come into tandem? It's the systems that run them.
Which systems?
It's the systems
the systems are run by people.
Them. So he was made to focus. I'm trying to get the page.
On advice.
As for the bit about the EMT, he was clear on that. And do you disagree that the EMT is an advisory committee? You don't disagree with that.
And then in operations, he said he focused on digitalization.
Of course, he's made that emphatically clear. And when you look at how government scholarships are being run now, when you look at how passport applications and payments are being done now,
government scholarships.
When you look at government scholarships, so, just a few days ago, I think was it in November or December?
I don't dispute what
November
you're saying.
or
I'm
December,
just saying,
Get Fund put out an advert.
It
was solely online.
I'm just saying that. So the states that government scholarship is in now. We should credit him for everything, right? And if there are some minuses, we should blame him for it, right?
Annie,
for government scholarships, and I know why I'm asking this.
Annie, when we sit here, right? Who owns this show? It's Dr. Randy Abbey.
Who owns?
Yes, it's a show.
No, he hosts it.
No, it's a show.
It's a Metro TV show.
Yes, but it's a show.
What do you
ideally he's supposed? No, let's put issues in context. Ideally, it's a show. Right. Even when you are hosting on Mondays, on the flyer, his name is on it.
Yeah. Okay, I get you.
You get it. Are you sitting for him on Mondays? Right. On ordinary days, you are what? You are the producer. Why do you communicate on the thing? As a producer, you have a team. Your team come with suggestions, but you are the lead of production. Right.
Okay.
Whatever suggestions they come with, you take everything. You take suggestions that fit your vision and your focus and what you want to achieve.
Okay.
Right. When it comes to you hosting, someone backs up, but you still have the responsibility to do that. When the owner, in this context of the show, is sitting here hosting, and there are issues coming, sometimes you phone in people to make interventions or clarify issues. As producer, you may think that, oh, let's call, but the host is sitting in the chair, having the discussion. Right. Let's say Dr. Randy Abbey decides to move on, and you are being interviewed as someone who's gained the experience over the years, sitting in as a host for him, producing the show. You are being interviewed as a replacement for him. Will you go and sit down and say, I'm going to do things just as Dr. Randy Abbey did them? Then that means you haven't even learned from the experiences you've done, because you've done A, B, C, D as a sitting host, as a producer. You've gained some experience. There are some ways. So if tomorrow you come and you decide that, okay, rather than,
I guess that rather than on the show, I'll change all of them. Even,
okay, you already want to do that.
No, I'm giving you my vision.
No, so exactly. That's exactly. You get it. You can decide that, okay, the people that have been coming the show, they've been come on the show for like 10 years, 20 years. You need to change the face of. That doesn't mean the people that Dr. Randy Abbey was hosting were not good or were not fit for the show. If tomorrow you come, after talking about your production experience, what you did, what you achieved as a sitting host, what you think you achieved, that was what you were given to do. But now you are being interviewed to be the host. If you come tomorrow and say, okay, after all that I've done, from the experience as production and all that, from the angles of the cameras, I think I'll sit in between the host. Does that mean sitting here as a host was wrong? It doesn't mean that. So he focused on it, and I don't think there was any point where he said, blame me or don't blame me. It's a 73-page document.
Okay, so Dr. Bawumia, I needed to learn. So Dr. Bawumia is saying that.
You could have just come in and say, I want to do A, B, C, D, when you vote me.
Do we agree? Do we agree?
He had to account.
Do we agree that when a presidential candidate is elected and he chooses his running mates to ticket him, to pair with him, the ticket is now one ticket? Do we agree?
Is one ticket as in what?
When a presidential candidate is elected by a political party and he chooses his running mate, it's now one ticket.
Is what?
It's one ticket.
No, what did you say?
He chooses his running mate.
Running mate.
Yes.
Right.
It's now one ticket. Do we agree?
You choose
Prior to that,
yes,
we had the presidential candidate at the time, Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo, touting on every platform he had the opportunity to campaign, how he was handing over the economy into the hands of Dr. Bawumia. There was nothing like the finance minister will be taking care of something or ABCD. The specific things, which we play the video almost all the time, the specific things he said is handing the economy into the hands of Dr. Bawumia, because during Kufuor's days, Dr. Bawumia was one of the people who was very instrumental in the what did we do? The redenomination exercise, and we managed the economy very well. The management of the CD and all that. So everybody, and Dr. Bawumia actually heeded to that, and subsequently held series of economic lectures, letting people understand how handling of the economy with certain policies or certain ideas or certain theories don't work. And that when he comes in, he will do A, B, C, D. So how is it that today, if we have a situation, you say that, so from 2017, Dr. Bawumia has been championing digitalization. Nothing specific on fiscal policy.
Honey.
Or we should say Nanado lied to us.
Listen, 2008, that was when Nanado Akufo-Addo became flag bearer. Chose his running mate, Dr. Bawumia, come in with his knowledge and all to complement him to work. 2008, we didn't win. 2012, we didn't win. 2016, Nana Dankwa became president, His Excellency. 2020, there was an election. Who were Ghanaians demanding accountability from? Was it his ministers? Was it his vice president? Ghanaians demanded accountability from His Excellency the President, based on the people, based on the vision he sold to us. Let's forget about 2008. Let's forget about 2012. Those he didn't win. 2016, the vision he sold to us, free SHS, especially, that was one of the flagships. Industrialization and all of that. One constituency, one ambulance. One constituency, one warehouse. One village, one dam, and all that. Some of those policies came with challenges. In 2020, who did the people of Ghana ask to account? It wasn't the finance minister. It wasn't the vice president. It was His Excellency Adodankwa Akufo-Addo, because he was the one on the ballot. He was the one who sold his vision to us in 2016, and we bought into it. He came in as executive president, put people in charge of certain roles. Whatever advice they give him, why do they set a cabinet? Why are they committees? Why did he assign people for certain things? Because he wanted to achieve those things based on where we had gotten to in 2020. Okay. And focus. Now, fast forward, 2024, we are going for an election. There are flag bearers, Ghanaian, some independent, some from parties, lacing their boots to go. His Excellency Dr. Bawumia is the flag bearer and leader of the new Patriotic Party. He doesn't need to wait, because definitely it will be based on his vision that the party manifesto will be crafted. What else can he do? But let us know. And don't also forget that he's part of the team. And measures that have been put in place, he knows what the projections will be. So, like one of the taxes I keep forgetting, he said, if it's still on our books, depending on the situation, we'll scrap it. And read through all his vision.
Those visions
look at the review of the NDPC law. You see, any vision, anything that he mentioned, if there were best practices somewhere, he named the countries.
And
you get it?
What?
When it comes to the development plan and all that, let me get.
That even escaped me.
Yeah.
The National Development Plan.
Yeah, having
yes, he said
amending it so that party manifestos.
What's he going to amend?
Come again.
What's he going to amend?
The
National Development Plan. What's he going to amend?
Honey, we've had conversations. We've had conversations over the year. Yeah. Over the years. About we not speaking to it. You speak to some of these utility producers and they tell you, rather than we having a plan and all that. Hold on. And for people having party manifestos, aligned with our bigger plan.
The previous administration.
And this has been done in Chile.
The previous administration spent our time, our money, our taxes to put together a 40-year plan. What does this particular government do with that plan?
What 40-year plan?
You don't know about the 40-year plan that was put together by the previous administration.
40-year plan?
By the NDPC.
When? Professor Mills was in office?
No.
When? When was that?
Laratu, you don't know about that 40-year plan. No, if you don't know, then you can't speak to it.
When was the
if you don't know, just tell me. If you don't know, you don't know about the 40-year plan that was put together by the Mahama administration. It was started by Mills. Mahama came to continue. They came up with a 40-year plan. Do you know about it?
But do you remember the conversations that went around the 40-year plan?
What was the conversation?
The 40-year plan.
No, answer my question first. Do you know about that 40-year plan?
I know about the 40-year plan, but what's the conversation? It hasn't been able to start. Even the people who started it, how well did they implement it? Maybe implement what?
The 40-year plan put together. We have set up a committee.
Maybe if you can tell me what they did with it.
We've set up a committee to bring up a 40-year plan. The committee has now sought for ideas, bottom-up approach, heard Ghanaians, put it on a paper and present it. And this government was in power and it was presented.
So can you tell me, since I'm not aware of it, can you tell me
when it was
how
presented?
it was implemented? How
am I supposed to know? Are you not the one to tell me how you implemented
it? Was the previous administration.
It was handed over to you.
Yes, it was handed over. A lot of things were handed over to us. That
the 40-year plan was handed over to the Nanado administration.
They themselves,
what did we do with it?
Implement it. You see, the times when you get into power, you look at what is feasible and what will work for us. Policies that are, what does the 40-year plan say about industrialization? Maybe you can educate me on that, since you are aware of it. I haven't taken time to look at it. You're talking about it.
I'm listening.
Educate me.
I'm listening to you.
You get it?
Go ahead.
So if
you want to say that if in the 40-year plan maybe the capture on industrialization does not sit well with the NPP agenda, then it's not possible. It's not possible.
He didn't say
to be implemented. Is that what you're saying?
His Excellency, the Vice President,
so what are you saying?
He didn't say NPP. I'm just trying to get it so that you. Come on. Trying to get it so that the amendment of it was specific. And I know that in places like Chile, they've done it. So whatever you want to do must fit into it.
I'm listening to you. Or you're done, so that I go to...
No, I'm not done. So for me, like His Excellency Dr. Bawumia said, it's about the future and the past. Dr. Bawumia came into frontline politics in 2008 as against the leader of the alternative, which is obviously scary, who's been in this business of politics and helping solve our issues since 1996. Right. As MP, he had the opportunity of being part of the assembly, so he can conveniently call himself an assemblyman. He became MP, became vice president, even had time to do tutorials when we lost Professor Mills of blessed memory. He had time to practice as a full-fledged president. Became a full-fledged president in 2012 when Ghanaians renewed the mandate of the NDC. So if such a person is still not giving us any practical solutions to our problems and still dealing with and all those kind of things.
What's the meaning of that? And
talking about using local players to build up our black stars in 2024. Someone who is being part of this solution finding process since 1996 is still talking about things like that.
Things like what? Using local players to build black stars.
This ended AFCON. How many of those things went to Solika? But then Dr. Bawumia tells us,
what are you saying?
Let's
be clear on what you're saying.
What I'm saying is, for someone who has been, and I said, as Dr. Bawumia puts it, we are talking about the future against the past.
I am saying that.
You get
Dr. Bawumia's promise on 40-year plan.
The one on his vision on sports.
Yes.
You're going straight to the core.
I actually listen.
People talk about, everyone who talks about football is like, let's start from the base, from super zonals and all that. We're going to start from the schools. And make sure that we start. But if you are after 1996,
is that something new? You have not heard any leader of no. I'm saying that. Is that something new that Dr. Bawumia should be applauded for saying it?
No, you see, we've gotten to a point.
Start from the base, start from the schools. Is this something you haven't heard before?
Has it been done?
Okay.
How effective are
can it be done now?
Inter-colleges and superzonals
is it possible?
Come again.
Is it possible for it to be done now?
And when you go through his vision, when you go through his vision, these are practical things. He could have come and said, we'll build a hospital here. But you need the systems to hold these things.
Listen, is it possible for the 40-year plan that he's projecting to review when he becomes president, is it possible for this government to review it now? Is it possible for our reformation of the sports, industry start from the basics now? Is it possible now? Is it possible to remove e-levy now? Is it possible to remove the VAT? I think you are working on it. Is it possible for all the promises that Dr. Bawumia is making? Is it possible that we remove them now? We have between 2017, all economic indicators. No, I don't want this one. Some of the promises. He says that the government will implement a flat tax regime. Is it possible that the flat tax regime will be implemented, should be implemented? Is it possible?
And is it possible for you to take Beatrice off the show now?
Why?
Why? Is Dr. Bawumia the president? Does the final decision rest with him? And all these things that you're talking about, they were taken to Parliament and passed.
He's in disagreement with all the decisions that are being taken.
You can choose to say he's in disagreement. But I don't think that as a team member of Good Morning Ghana show, it's everything that the host and the team says that you agree with. But have you left the show?
Okay.
Have you left the show? There's a precedent. There's a precedent sitting. And if 2024, an election year, you are talking about some of these things. His Excellency, the Vice President, is part of the team, has seen where we'll be come 2025 if the good people of Ghana give him the mandate to be the president. So these are the things he'll do. And don't forget that most of the things he'll do in terms of industrialization, he's going to continue with the 1D, 1F. He's going to keep free SHS and all that. All the life-changing policies, he's going to improve on them.
Okay.
That is what a visionary does.
Okay.
Not to come and say things that are just things that you just see people and out of excitement, you say. And if you take your time and you go through the vision, and once the manifesto comes out, and that is what other people gunning to be president should do, so we can have a more informed discussion. It's not about the insults. It's not about the all those kind of words we use. It's about the future
what
of
was written by Ghanaian
and I think
Times.
Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia.
I made reference to what was written by Ghanaian Times on May 24, 2019. May 24, 2019 by Ghanaian Times. It says 40-year development plan not binding on successive governments. Professor Adai. The National Development Planning Commission, NDPC, says that the country's 40-year development plan could not be binding on successful government because it did not receive authorization for it to be carried out. And Ghana does not, quote, Ghana does not have a 40-year development plan. This is what he said. This was a draft.
This was who said?
Dr. Adai.
Dr. who?
Professor Adai.
Okay, he was part of it.
Yes, part of your team. There was a draft, but it was not passed by the previous administration before the office. Neither has the present government approved it. So, chairman of the commission, Professor Adai, stated at the media briefing in Accra yesterday. This was on the day that the story was published, 19th of 2019 of May. And it says that according to him, the immensity of the 450-page long-term development plan agenda could be a reason for the general apathy in following through the document, giving indication, however, that the Commission moving forward intends infusing aspects of the plan into the country's medium-term framework. We, the NDPC, find the document to be very solid in terms of research work. However, we think that how it was presented was too voluminous, and people were not interested in looking at it. This was a publication by the Ghanaian Times. Beatrice, I'll come to you now. So that's, I think, some
you should take a commercial break because Loretta has spoken for 41 minutes.
Okay, I take note of that.
Yes.
Let me. Okay, if you agree, then let's go for a breather. Let's go for a breather. When we come back, Beatrice will have her say.
She has nothing to say. No alternative.
Pascal is showing his boss the efficient new technology they've installed. She is pleased, but now she's asking, why is that still there? Pascal explains that he hired a security guard to protect the data shed. The boss is not so pleased anymore. If you haven't upgraded to cloud storage yet, it's time to get business done better with MTN Business.
Good afternoon, Mr. Ampedu.
Good afternoon, Mr. Asari.
How is business doing?
My business is collapsing.
Why is your business collapsing?
I sold my products and services to my clients on credit, and my debtors are not paying their debt.
Have you heard of Rosic Consult Limited, a debt recovery company operating in all the 16 regions of Ghana?
Not at all.
Mr. Ampedu, all you need to do is to contact them on their customer service line. I recommend Rosic Consult Limited, a debt recovery company to financial institutions, businessmen and businesswomen, other companies, and also individuals. Rosic Consult has 98.4% debt recovery rate. We have professional debt recovery managers. You are assured of swift debt recovery. No recovery, no commission. For Rosic Consult Limited, no more write-offs. And we pre-finance the recovery ourselves.
Star Assurance, your solid partner.
Enjoy the fruits of your labor, they say, but as humans, aging and physical infirmity stands our way of enjoying our mansions and homes. It often becomes challenging, if not impossible, to use our stairways day in, day out. With portable American pneumatic vacuum elevators, PVs, you are assured of unlimited enjoyment of your mansions and homes. It's a self-supported elevator for vertical movement of humans and goods at homes and offices. The original comes in 3 custom-made models with wheelchair accessibility. Call it luxury, but it's a necessary imperative for vertical mobility. Do not let aging or infirmity limit you. Get one for your easy vertical mobility at home. It's affordable and can be installed in just 3 days without modification to your existing building. It's however easier to incorporate it at the construction stage. We also have traditional Fuji elevators and escalators for your high-rise buildings and malls. Visit Lifts and Elevators Company Limited at Sakumono for your elevators nationwide. For free consultation to call or WhatsApp us on 0200-535-515. Lifts and Elevators, the elevator people.
Over 18 years in business, Appointed Time Printing Limited has delivered quality service to some of Ghana's well-known brands. With our equipment capacity, we are able to deliver 1,500 pieces of polo and t-shirts in 1 hour. This is only possible with us. For retailers and wholesalers, we offer for sale high-quality polo shirts and t-shirts in different colors at affordable prices. We have a one-stop shop for all creative designs and billboards, 3D signages, flexi banners, car branding, stickers and posters. Locate us at the old GNTC building near Swansea Shopping Arcade, Accra. Contact us on 0501 45 0501 454167. Connect with us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at Appointed Time GH, Appointed Time Printing Limited. Our printing is a
For over 20 years of serving the world with herbal and alternative medicine, we've been successful in treating complicated medical conditions with a perfect combination of herbal and alternative methods of treatments like homeopathy, naturopathy, reflexology, and many more. We deliver excellent and effective service to people from all walks of life through scientific and traditional means. We have a well-equipped laboratory with advanced diagnostic and treatment devices to help detect your illness, so we know the right medication to be given. At Amen Scientific Herbal and Alternative Medical Hospital, we are proud manufacturers of our own herbal medication. Our zeal and passion to save lives with our patients at heart and outstanding achievements since 1996 has won us several awards. That is why we say, go herbal, go Amen. We are located everywhere in all the regions. Amen Scientific Herbal and Alternative Medical Hospital. Allahu Shafi, God is the He.
Hey, what's up?
How far with your internship?
To be honest, I'm so nervous about starting this new role on Monday.
Oh, please. I know you'll be great at it. You should be worried about what benefits they have. Example, do they have health insurance?
I doubt they will have that for internet. But no shaking. I have NHIS already.
Actually, I'm on a line.
Ina, look at you. What are you going to do in the office when you can just download the app to register for an NHIS membership?
Yes, my people. You heard right. You can now download and register your membership on my NHIS app. No long queues or tedious paperwork. All you need is your Ghana card to register for yourself and for others. Once you register, you get a new digital NHIS card on your phone. My NHIS app gives you access to credentialed health facilities and services across the country. NHIS covers over 95% of disease conditions in Ghana. Access to healthcare just got easier.
Now let me sign up quickly. Please, Seth, I'm starting work next month.
All right, you're welcome back to the program. I still have my guest with me, Beatrice, Anamfio, and also Larata Musa Saka. Now, what does wealth mean to you? And do you want to live like a tycoon? Remember that who's got the mullah got the power. So Ghana's newest lottery game draws live on Adum TV at 9 a.m., 12 p.m. and 6 p.m. daily. So pick up your phones, tablets and computers and download the game app or Game Park game app on Play Store. You can also play on the website is gameparkgames.com or dial *946# on all networks. Choose the numbers from 0 to 9 and it's easy to play, easy to win. Betway Cash Out offer says, I used to call Betway Cash Out just got better. And our enhanced early partial and auto cash out features let you cash your bets out early, cash out the portions of your ongoing bets, or even set your bets to cash out automatically. So all this to give you way more control over the thrilling bets you place. Sign up at the betway.com.gh and terms and conditions apply. It's regulated by the Games Commission of Ghana. And if you're not 18, please don't try it. Kel Charcoal Toothpaste also says that, we have actually the product that is made from the charcoal. You know, when you had the peduncle or the body tree and then mixed with charcoal. Kel Charcoal Toothpaste has essential medicine properties that helps remove toxins from the bodies, and the natural absorptive property of charcoal also helps remove bacteria that produces bad breath in the mouth, hence giving you fresh breath. Kel Charcoal is formulated and produced under the strict hygienic conditions with all necessary production protocols that have been approved by the Food and Drugs Authority. Contact the Kel Charcoal toothpaste. It will give you the fresh breath, the whiter teeth, reduce dental plaque, makes the gum healthy and strong, and also prevents cavity. Please, if children want to use it, only children above 6 years can use it. The Kel Charcoal kits, Kel kits is for children between 2 and 6, and Kel Charcoal is for children above 6 and adults as well. Now, Kingdom Real Estate is also providing you quality but affordable housing facilities for sale, and the facilities are located at the serene environment in Ekropong, Ekrapim, Ebri, with the best weather condition. Now, they're just about 30 minutes drive from Accra. They provide comfort with standard security service plus CCTV cameras, standby generators, constant water supply, electricity, and they're also surrounded with a lovely tourist site like Ebri Botanical Gardens, Boti Falls, Safari Valley Resort, and all. Now, you pay 70% down payment if you want a property, and the remaining 30% is spread for you to finish it within 2 years. So locate them by Ebri, close the Ebri Girls and the Kropong right after the latter junction. Call them on 0559 761 144 or 0555 621 611. Visit them on www.kingdomrealestates.com, and they're also on Facebook as well. Let me allow Beatrice come in. Beatrice, you can now have your turn.
Annie, before I speak, I was struggling with the internet. I want you to use 1 minute of my time. I know I'll end at 8:38. I want you to use 1 minute of my time to summarize what Laura has said so far. I was a bit distracted. What has she said so far?
You want me to use 1 minute of your time?
Yes, to summarize it.
To summarize it. Well, I think briefly what she's saying is that Dr. Bawumia is the mate. Dr. Bawumia is the mate. And Nanado was the driver. So if you want to ask questions, go to the driver.
Annie,
okay.
Please. I made my submissions. In summary, what I've said is Dr. Bawumia is the future. We won't go into the past where the former president was rejected overwhelmingly. He has vision. He understands the current, Dr. Bawumia understands the current dispensation we are in. He understands what technology can be used to do, not
But did you not say Dr. Bawumia is a mate?
Fundamentally, Dr. Bawumia is a better choice as compared to your food bearer.
Good.
That's the summary.
So no, I want clarity. Did you not say he's a mate so we can ask? No, Lara too.
No, this was her summary. She didn't want you even repeating
because she gave me a scenario at her workplace. You understand? She gave me a scenario at her workplace, which necessarily sought to mean that Dr. Bawumia is the mate.
Okay.
And the driver is Nanado.
Yeah, I think that point. A planking now sitting here.
I haven't said that. Dr. Bawumia said that. Yes. I won't say that.
These are the words of Dr. Bawumia. So, Annie, back to the... Annie, please.
So Dr. Bawumia
the 1 minute I gave you is over.
What's the point?
Dr. Bawumia is a planking.
The direction.
Laura, you don't do this. Your time is over.
He will say...
Madina, stop Madina.
And all that.
Or stop at Adenta.
Exactly.
Okay.
So now the 1 minute is over. Let me have my time. Uninterrupted. You know, the 73 uninspiring speech by Dr. Bawumia is nothing but a compilation and a repetition of his shameful lies. The regurgitation of Russia-Ukraine war, justification, but nothing but empty promises calculated to win votes. You know, it's obvious that this government is out and is on its way out of power. They are gasping for breath. They have nothing to hold on to. And so the strategy is that throw in anything, say anything, and, you know, maybe, just maybe, get surrogate to be speaking for you, and then we will have to come back and rebrand Dr. Bawumia. A damaged good can never be rebranded. There is a reason why when you go to the shop and then you buy something and it's not good, you have to take it back. Because why? That thing you bought is not fit for purpose. And Dr. Bawumia is not fit for the presidency. First of all, Loretta says that, oh, this is a man who, from 2008, the favor of God has been with him, and he has been brought into the limelight, and what have you. Let me show you. From 2008 through to 2016, Dr. Bawumia posed as an economic whiz kid with all the solutions to the problems we have in this world. But alas, today, he has been exposed as a quack economist, an economist who cannot use his own economic prescription to solve the economic mess he created himself. And were we not in this country? When Dr. Bawumia said that when the fundamentals are weak, the exchange rate will expose you. At the time he was making that statement, the exchange rate was 3 cedis, 80 pesos. Today, as at yesterday, the dollar was trading at 12 cedis, 60 pesos. And so the exchange rate has not badly exposed Bawumia. The exchange rate has disgraced him. And it is that disgrace that is now making him distance himself from the mess. Now, you don't know whether he's part of the mess, or he only advised about the mess, or indeed he's not part of the mess. We cannot tell the personality. We were in this country when Dr. Bawumia said that the taxes are hurting, and they are hurting. And if you tax the economy, you run what we call a cyclical downward spiral. Today, he has imposed 40 additional taxes. Today, we are not even doing a cyclical downward spiral. Today, we are doing kwani.
You know, there was a period for about 6 months and counting. People were asking, where is Dr. Bawumia? Do you not believe that maybe at some point he felt my ideologies are not being adhered to,
Annie,
so I really want to distance myself?
Annie,
this is my own thought.
I don't speak for his feelings, so I don't know what he was feeling. What I know is that at the time President Mahama was building the monumental hospitals in this country, at the time he was on a mission to building a 6,000-bed hospital, he said as an economist, and I'm quoting him, given the resources at the disposal of the NDC, he was going to build a Dubai medical city. Today, this man has not supervised a single polyclinic. His economic theories, which he propounded, what happened to the Dubai medical city? Dr. Bawumia was only packaged, speaking anyhow. By this time, he should know that talking does not do anything. And let me ask you, after Bawumia spoke, has the dollar stabilized? Have we all of a sudden found money to pay our external debt? The many unemployed people who could not find jobs, have they found jobs after he spoke? And you see, one would admit that, you see, if Dr. Bawumia has been part of the poisonous tree, and indeed he's a poisonous fruit, he could just come out to say something for us to say that, oh, maybe the man has changed. You know why? The message is as important as the messenger. So when somebody is promising you something, who and how the promise is made is also very important. And if you need a favor from me, you don't send a 5-year-old to come and ask you to buy you an iPhone, because then I will trivialize the message. And so the message is as important as the messenger. And so Laura to say Dr. Bawumia is the future. Let's look at the past and the present. Then we can tell who is the future. Dr. Bawumia, by the message he gave on the 7th of February, proved to be a liar. You see, and when we say Dr. Bawumia is a liar and we are given examples, people say that, oh, you know what, not every political party can fulfill their manifesto 100%. And so merely because somebody has not fulfilled their manifesto promises, it would be unfair to call the person a liar. Please, Annie, this morning, the basis for me saying that Dr. Bawumia is a pathological lawyer in a chronological manner. So consistent is that these things he said were not manifesto promises. They were these. In fact, they were about 22. I'll just mention about 7, and tell me which page of the MPP's 2016-2020 manifesto you can find. The first one: we don't have to borrow to build roads. In fact, I've worked at the Bank of Ghana. The money is here. All we need to do is to toll the roads. This was what he said in 2016. And yet, this is the person under whose leadership we have increased our public debt from 120 billion to over 600 billion. Today, we cannot...
By his advice.
But yes, he said his advice was taken by his advice. And so he cannot run away from the fact that he lied when he said this. Dr. Bawumia was in Cape Coast in 2020 and told the people of Cape Coast, I have good news for you. We are building a harbor. We are building, it's not we will build. We are building, which means that they were in the process. When President Nanado went there and was asked, he said, I don't even know that the people of Cape Coast needed harbor. That is another palpable lie. He stood on a platform and said that in 18 months under an NPP government, there will be no community in Ghana that will have water or toilet problems. In his own region, Northeast, he should go and check. People have water and toilet problem. He's in his 7th year. That is another blatant falsehood. He says that we will construct concrete roads in Ghana. Today is a shame. The concrete roads that Kwame Nkrumah even constructed, when they have to rehabilitate it, they are using asphalt. So you cannot even build the concrete roads. Even what somebody has built, maintain it under your leadership, and then you want to run away. He says all SHS students will get free tablets by the end of 2023. Please, what is today's date? 12 February 2024. Then he says, oh, because I'm a Muslim, I have the Muslim people at heart. And because of that, I am coming to build a model SHS in all 16 regions for the Zongo communities. Can Loratu here mention one Zongo community that has the secondary schools? And so when we say that Dr. Bawumia is a liar, we are not saying that by just using the words lies. There is a basis, there is a foundation. And one would have said that, oh, all these things which you have said, it's in the past. Maybe when they came to power, he realized that he misspoke or he spoke too much. And so, forgive him. In the 73...
I've heard the communicators say, or some communicators say, saying you do something and not doing it is different from saying I'm a liar or calling the person a liar.
But what is it?
I mean, you're in a process of working. So your inability to achieve the promise you made does not necessarily make you a liar.
You see, there is a reason why political parties are mandated to have manifestos, so that they guide them, so that politicians like Bawumia are not allowed to speak just anyhow because they see a crowd. And so when in the face of all these, you have a person who is dishonest, who says that despite everything in our manifesto, I will personally make these promises, with the intention that he will not fulfill them, he cannot subsequently come and say that, oh, you know, if you say something, you don't do it. Otherwise, I mean, I can just promise you that I'll buy a Range Rover for you this morning. And it means nothing. Words mean something. And like I was saying, if he even spoke all these things, and in his speech, he turned a new leaf, maybe this morning the discussion will be different. And in Dr. Bawumia's speech, I have cataloged 9 lies, 9 different lies that Dr. Bawumia told before even telling us his vision. So even before you start, you are lying again. The past liar, present liar. What can the future be? Or in future, all of a sudden, he will start speaking the truth. The first lie, oh, we fixed Dumso. You see, in all honesty, people should not give politicians a bad name. And much as politicians may have their flaws, not every politician is a liar. And so sometimes when Dr. Bawumia keeps doing these things, he has given everybody a bad name. You see, the man, the only thing consistent about Dr. Bawumia is his inconsistency. So far, that is the only consistent thing. We all know that Dumso was fixed in 2015. We all know that in this country, we had Dumso in 1984. We had Dumso in 1997. We had Dumso in 2005 and 2006. We had Dumso in 2012. And then President Mahama said that even though these things started as far back as 1984, I would fix it, because that's what leaders do. They take responsibilities. And so he fixed it. Then in March 2016, Dr. Bawumia in the studios of Joy FM was asked, President John Mahama has fixed Dumso. And so you criticizing him every time, today he has fixed the problem. You know his response. He said Mahama deserves no credit for fixing Dumso. So you yourself, as far back as March 2016, admitted that President Mahama fixed Dumso. How do you put it in your speech that as part of your achievement of a team you are saying you are not part of, you are not part of those people, but some way, somehow, you have fixed Dumso? Where lies this?
He didn't say he's not part of.
No, he says that he is not in charge. You don't know that energy is an economic issue.
Yeah, but he didn't say he's not part of the
But what did he say?
economy. He said he's an advisor.
He's there as an advisor, not
a driver.
But
okay.
so in advice,
whichever you put it.
So his advice fixed Dumso. No, now you speak for him, so help me. His advice
from his speech, yes.
A woman. Now his second lie. Oh, we met an empty coffers, and the economy was so bad that we came to do it well. On one breath, he is not responsible for the management of the economy. He is not the one directly responsible for the mismanagement, the recklessness, and the corruption we are experiencing today. But he, some way, somehow, finds a way to say that, oh, we've made the economy better. That is another lie. What was the economy that the NDC handed over to Dr. Bawumia? The economy we handed over to Dr. Bawumia in 2016 was an economy whose growth rate was predicted to be 8.4% in 2017. Our budget deficit, 6.1 in 2016. Dr. Bawumia's budget deficit, in fact, as for 2020, it was 15.6. 2022, it was 12. So by comparative analysis, we handed over a better economy. Growth rate as at 2016 was 3.5%. Today, we are having to revise it downward below 1.5%. Our debt to GDP, and you see, here I want to pause and explain something to viewers. Our debt to GDP that President Mahama handed over to the NPP government was 57%. Annie, for a debt to be sustainable, it must be below 70%. And so at the time we were leaving power, the debt to GDP was 57%. Annie, this 57% was what turned Dr. Bawumia into an economic messiah and whisked. Because at the time, he kept talking about the debt. Even when it was at sustainable levels, you have come. And as of 2022, our debt to GDP is 104%. And you say that you are not a quack economist, that you say that you have done better.
Yeah, but he says that you cannot pretend to ignore the global factors.
Which global? Which global factors?
COVID in Ukraine.
He
was very specific on it.
You see, that thing,
you cannot pretend.
That thing, I'll address it. And I think that we've spoken about it over and over. That much as COVID-19 took the lives of citizens regrettably, it was our greatest blessing. How much are they seeking to get from the IMF under this program? 3 billion. How much did they get during COVID? And how was the money used? I'll come there. I don't want to forget the lies. food inflation under us was 8.4. Dr. Bawumia went to Malata market and will pick tomatoes, kobe, sachet water, onion, and come together, he as an economist, and say that the rate of food inflation was not 8.4%. Today, you've left it at 28.7%. We cannot even afford. At a point, inflation in this country was 54%. And you say that you did better than us. Average lending rate, when it was 26% under us, Dr. Bawumia said never. By the economic fundamentals and the various things, today, at a point we are doing 40%, all of a sudden, that is a better economy. See, there are three things that even govern our economy: industry, manufacturing, construction. Whereas in 2016, manufacturing that we handed over to this government was 4.3%. As of 2023, it was 1.3%. Construction, which is 8.4%, you are growing at -1. -1. It means that practically you are not building anything. Industry that we left at 4.3% is doing 1.3%. Despite all the fact that the macroeconomic indicators are showing that we handed over to you a better economy and you've mismanaged it. We created economic buffers. What President Mahama didn't do was to share money for electorates and say that take money and go and vote for me. We created the sinking fund and left $250 million in it. We created the stabilization fund, left another $250 million. When COVID hit, even before the fourth person could record COVID, you went for that fund and you said you shared hot meals for 1.2 million people. You dissipated the resources. The Ghana Infrastructure Fund, we left $270 million in that fund. Today, you took that fund, you have shared your monies for cronies under Agenda 111, and you have not been able to complete a single Agenda 111. We are in the 4th year of Agenda 111. Even when you are handed over money, you cannot do the work. But you see, of all the lies, and the biggest one that should tell every young person in this country to be super worried about the future under this MPP government is the lies about jobs. You see, today, the greatest threat to our stability as a nation is the high rate of unemployment. That the MPP government met unemployment at 8.4%. And they have taken it to 13.9%, almost 14%. And in the face of that, instead of empathizing with the people, sympathizing and saying that young people of this country, we understand what it means for you not to be employed. Maybe abide with us. Dr. Bawumia led an IMF negotiating team that has frozen employment today. Young people cannot have access to employment today. Then what he's also doing is that he's just bundling figures around. Let me give you an example. In September 2020, the minister in charge of employment stated that this government has created 5.3 million jobs. Then the same minister says that after 1 year, February 2021, now we have created 3 million jobs, which means that 2.1 million people have lost their jobs. These two figures are inconsistent, but that's a minister, so maybe we should pardon him. Dr. Bawumia, in his address on 7th, says that he has created 2.1 million jobs. Meanwhile, just 27th April last year, he said they've created 2.2 million jobs. So we beg them, which of the figures should we work with? Is it that 5.3, the 3 million, the 2.2, or the 2.1? You see how they are joking with the lives and the destinies of many people who cannot find jobs because they have jobs. They now have dollars stashed in their bed. they now can afford to buy and afford the luxuries of life. And so let's just put out figures. It is immaterial what the lives of many unemployed people and even underemployed people. But you see, the NPP people, they are not even smart. If you are coming to tell this lie, and you were giving this lie to a whole flag bearer to come and tell, at least refer to the Ghana living standard or the population census that counts the people who are unemployed, so that at least you massage the figures brilliantly. They didn't do that. Because in 2020, the Ghana Living Standard Survey 7, specifically at page 89, says that the number of people who are unemployed in Ghana, who are at the age of unemployment, was a little over 1.2 million. And then in 2021, the population and housing census we did put the figure at 1.5. So if in your country, a little over 1.5 million cannot find jobs to do, and you have created 2.1 million, then by this time we should have 600,000 foreigners coming to make up for the jobs you've created. It tells you the level of dishonesty. It tells you, for them, they have reduced politics to lies. They have reduced politics to untruth. It doesn't matter. Integrity matters no more in politics. Just bundle a figure around. Why didn't he give the breakdown? For someone in his lectures in the past, he is quick to take a figure. You remember him and his projections. He will quickly project a table and tell you, oh, this is what is happening, and this is what is happening. Why didn't he use the same projector to project the breakdown of the figures? So that even none of their communicators have been able to give us the breakdown. Now, even this morning, Laura too has come to say that, oh, you see, in this generation we find ourselves in, we need somebody who understands technology. And that is what Dr. Bawumia is doing. I have bad news for her. Dr. Bawumia has done nothing about this digitalization agenda. And for me, and here I even feel like taking water, because it baffles my mind whether, like Nanado said, they think that the Ghanaian people are so gullible that just say something and maybe we will get the debates going. I have a lot of time, 9:24. Let me show you why this whole digitalization agenda is a sham to cover up for a man who has failed an economist and has nothing to hold on to, and so has another way. It's like advertising for a job as a head of department for economics. Then when you couldn't teach your people economics,
in fact, he said that.
When you couldn't teach your people economics, you say to the people that, oh, my people have done well in ICT. Oh, they haven't done well in economics as head of department, but I've invested in ICT. That is what he wants us to believe. Because even in the ICT, you didn't do anything. Annie, by the time on 7th February, I saw him using the teleprompter. I am sure when President Mahama started using teleprompter, he didn't even know what teleprompters was. When it comes to the person who understands the digital economy, he doesn't come close to President Mahama. Because let me show you, Dr. Bawumia's greatest achievement that he says we should praise him for is that they have licensed companies who have invested in fiber optics. This is the new law. The new law. It's like citizens are talking about a transportation system. Then you say that, oh, if another government bought 120 buses, the government hasn't done well, because under us, DVLA has licensed 300 cars. Where from this new joke? Because when it comes to President John Mahama's achievement in the area of the digitalization, a word I struggle so much to pronounce, he comes no near. Let me show you. It was President Mahama that introduced what we know as 4G. into this country. If you remember, there used to be Tigo adverts. Hani kuchikuchi, I'm standing on the tree, I can't find network. It was President Muhammad that introduced 4G. It was President Muhammad that built the biggest tier 3 600 rack space data center. What is your achievement? Mention one. It was President Muhammad that built the 45 rack space data backup in your own stronghold, KNUST. In Kumasi, what is your equivalent of that? It was President Muhammad that built the Accra Digital Center. What is your equivalent of that? Bring the records and let's compare. Then they said that, oh, now you can apply for passport and many things online. And in this one, if anybody has the Green Book, the Green Book was authored in 2015. Go back to the last page, about the last page of the Green Book, and look at the NDC's investment in online. What had happened was that sometime in 2015, a World Bank project called the e-Transform supported the NDC government to go online for many services. That is where we had the e-Justice. So at the time when Bawumia was in the Supreme Court, doing, you and I were not there. The process had even started already. What they came to do was to change the NDC's domain name, which was e.services.gov.gh, to ghana.gov.gh. And I just want viewers...
The government at the time.
That was the government
name,
at the time.
Not the NDC's name.
What the NDC government did.
Yes.
And the name for all these online portals for the DVLA, the GRA, the NHIS and all that was www.eservices.gov.gh. And then when they just came to change the domain name to www.ghana.gov.gh. So, if you take your laptop...
But why is that possible?
It's possible.
I mean, it's possible, but why...
That is the question we should be asking.
Because if
so,
the
I mean,
building of
if you like...
The point is that the building of the domain name, can we do it in such a way that it's not just any government will come and change domain name
you cannot
that
do
I
it.
Did it.
You cannot do it like that because you know why? You should be able to change when you want to change. It can't be permanent.
Okay.
So viewers should take us through this. If you like, go to the directory www.eservices.gov.gh. Punch that on your phone. It will take you to the same domain as www.ghana.gov.gh.
Okay, so give me the name, www, the first one.
www.eservices.gov.gh. It will take you to that interface they have come to name as www.ghana.gov.gh. And so, then again, this is dishonest. He talks about the fact that now passports can be applied for online. And because of that, there is no corruption. I mean, I think Dr. Bawumia has lost.
So it took me to ghana.gov.gh.
Yes. So these things, they just came to change the name, and he did next to nothing. I've told you, for the fiber optics we laid.
So just for clarity, even if you change the domain name, no matter how many times you change it, if you input the new name, the old name, it will still take you to the current name you have decided to change.
So if they like that, so they didn't cross-check this for the vice president, and they put it in a speech to come and say, is this what Dr. Bawumia's handlers are subjecting him to ridicule? Then he says that, oh, at the passport office, you know what? Now there is no corruption. We have brought online. You see, Dr. Bawumia cannot remember the lives of the poor people he chopped with at the chop bars, at the lorry stations. And I think as a church mate, he should know better that the people he went to campaigning to in the slums, in the gutters, wherever he was when he was campaigning, the people he was holding buta and praying with, their lives have been worse off by corruption. And so today he has lost touch. Recently, the foreign minister went to the passport office and was practically about crying about the level of corruption at the passport office. So where the doctor, he didn't ask the foreign minister, the sector minister responsible for passports, whether there is no corruption or not. He just put it there. This is not the 2016. This is not 2012, where Bawumia will just come and stand on platform and regurgitate things and go away. Now, when he comes, we will fact check him. He says that, oh, the passport online application, we launched it.
Okay, learn.
I think that is a barefaced lie. That we know. Then, Annie, the final lie is the corruption. That's for me. I've never been corrupt. Hey, Dr. Bawumia. Why? He thinks that, you see, we say that where a party makes an averment capable of proof, you just don't repeat those averments. Dr. See, do you know this government has been corrupt? I mean, the corruption perception index, everything is showing that this is the worst government we've had when it comes to corruption perception. Not just that, their ministers have dollars and things under their bed. So many things wrong with this government. But the biggest corruption, which cost this country over $2 billion, which today has even affected our energy sector so much that Bawumia himself is seeking to impose and repeal the VAT on electricity at the same time, is as a result of the PDS scandal. It was Dr. Bawumia that chaired the meeting that changed the PDS from the bank guarantee from a condition precedent to a condition subsequent. He was the one who changed it. He was the one that gave the most valuable asset of our country, worth over 20 billion cedis, to Babes under the PDS contract.
He said he advises.
No, that meeting he chaired. He cannot be an advisor. As a chairman, he had a casting vote. Unless he comes out to say that, okay, I'm so weak that even in the committee meeting and as a chairman, I cannot speak. Dr. Bawumia, you see, when Nanado came to power, one of the things that has been said about him was nepotism and favoritism. That Nanado gave his children appointments, he gave his baby mama appointments, he gave his family and friends appointments. Dr. Bawumia, if he was advising, why did he not advise the president to stop the nepotism? But his father-in-law is an ambassador to UAE. The sister-in-law has a position. The brother-in-law has a position. His own brother has a position. So, Annie, in concluding, I don't even have time to discuss the merits of what he described as a vision, which is not vision that he cannot see.
I'll give you some more time.
But in concluding, I want to say that...
some more time. I'll come to you first.
No, Annie, I'm concluding at 9:38. I have 4 minutes. 41, it's only fair. In concluding, Ghanaians are presented with 2 men. Ghanaians are presented with 2 men for the future. They have a choice of choosing between an honest, experienced, and trustworthy leader of John Dramani Mahama, or choosing a pathological liar whose lies this morning I have enumerated, even before the 7th. Ghanaians have a benefit of choosing a nation builder who will not sink money into constructing the most expensive hole, whereas people and women are dying, but will build hospital, to a nation wrecker that when the ship is sinking will say that I'm not part of it. The Ghanaians have the choice of choosing between a man who has a vision for the many young unemployed people in this country, who is bringing the 24-hour economy for transformation, or choosing between a man who will only bundle economic and employment figures around without any basis.
Okay.
Ghanaians have the duty of choosing between a man who has been tried and tested than a man who does not even know his position. As we speak today, he says he's never been president, which means that he's never been vice president. He told us everything he told us he could not deliver. Because when he was a vice president, he knew very well the role of the vice president was advisory. And yet he posed 170 questions to another advisor, Emisata. He cannot approbate and reprobate. Dr. Bawumia is a damaged good. He's not fit for purpose. And I call on every Ghanaian to reject him at the polls, because we cannot reward this level of incompetence. We cannot reward this level of dishonesty. And certainly we cannot entrust the next 4 years of the nation into the hands of a man that we cannot trust. He's simply bad.
So, Annie, good morning to you. The NPP should start writing its handing over notes. It's too late for them to drop Dr. Bawumia for the credible flag bearer. Haruna sent that in. This one says that, Aisha says, good morning, Annie. So, Dr. Bawumia knew they only made accountability, and accountability lies in the blossom of the president. Yet he called you mean the bosom? He called the president, he got the late Mr. Arthur out and asked him 170 questions pertaining to the economy. Joke of the year, NPP communicators will explain. Taya, you say. Ambassador Sampiale says that, okay, he sends me some screenshots on government won't follow the 40-year development plan of Safomafo. Okay, that's also part of the indicators as far as the 40-year plan is concerned. We don't need a 40-year national development plan or SAFOMAFO as well. I mean, I remember I personally interviewed then the Deputy General Secretary of the NPP, lawyer, his name escaped me, who also personally told me that the 40 years is too long a plan. If they get some 10 years, it's fine. So 40 years is too long, they will use it and all that. So, did I hear the NPP lady saying the vice president is saying the V is scary? Which is a V? Let me understand that the NPP has been deadly. South Africa and other teams use predominantly local players, and okay, and they did better than Ghana. Why? Okay, so that is, I think, regarding the comment made by the former president, John Dramani Mahama. Good morning, Annie. Please, we just want the La General Hospital to be rebuilt. No one can ask them to demolish. No one asked them to demolish it. But since they are so audaciously did that, we want it rebuilt with exclamation marks. Thank you. Please, local talent is obviously not to their liking. We still want our La General Hospital rebuilt now. Helga sends that in. Dr. Bawumia is seriously, okay, I'm not reading this one. Okay, let Dr. Bawumia take note that GM wanted Ghanaians to be aware that the payment of the single spine salary structure to government workers are taking almost 75% of the total revenue of Ghana. Hence, the 25% left can't cope to the development projects. On that note, JM indicated that the IMF was the best solution for the policy credibility and to bring into the country potential investors to help in developing the country, like what we have Terminal 3, etc., etc. This one says that, good morning, Annie. You see how Laratu is flip-flopping. When you put it to her about the 40-year development plan, that was put out by very identifiable groups in Ghana, except the NPP party, who refused to take part. She continues to whine around baselessly, saying business statements, and finally made no point on that. Okay, you say, but you didn't add your name. This one says, good morning, Annie. Please ask my sister Laratu that what Bawumia is telling us means this government has totally failed us. Bawumia is telling us that Nana is a bomb and a failure, right? Ishmaela Horoya from Horoya Ali from Nima. You send that in as a question. Good morning, Annie. The amount of money parents are paying under Akufo-Addo, Bawumia's free SHS is Akufo-Addo and Bawumia's free SHS is more than what we were paying before. I can tell you for a fact. Check with parents the amount of money they are spending under the free SHS is serious, and the employment figures of the NPP are like the figures of the Electoral Commission in the 2020 election. Carlos, you said that in. Henry from Kofodia says that until Dr. Bawumia answered his 170 questions to the late Ms. Arthur, Ghanaians shouldn't take him seriously. Dr. Bawumia is a disappointment to Ghana political and beyond. You say the future is pregnant. Musa Bato says that going into election 2024, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama have good policies, I think, and we will restore the hope and aspirations of Ghanaians, because it's to increase production and fight corruption. 24-hour economy will be a deliberate policy that will create sustainable jobs and revive the ailing economy. So I'm encouraging Ghanaians to support him to be able to build Ghana we want. Lawyer Alifo, Delanyo Alifo says that, Annie, do you know why Alhaji Bawumia's over-reliance on the digitalization as his big agenda does not convince me that he's a man of vision? It is because digitalization is the way forward for the whole world, and every country is embarking on it. It is a project in process, and and was started long before he got into government. Every leader shall continue with the process, and it is not and shall never be the exclusive preserve of Alhaji Bawumia. The only big dream in the election cycle is John Mahama's 24-hour. Digitalization is a matter of course and natural way forward for all. You say, Annie, sending 5 cedis to someone this morning, the e-levy charge is 5 pesos, contrary to the Act, which set a threshold of 100 cedis without an e-levy charge. So does Dr. Bawumia, who, according to the Minister of Information, fought for the institution of the threshold, and all the advisors in the office noticed this breach. You say the Information Ministry has actually denied that. So just so you know, if he can't compel the GRA to stop the rip-off now, how can he scrap e-levy in the future? Will he be working with a different set of party functionaries? Maybe. Moses, you send that question. That is possible, actually. Kizito from Tamai says that Dr. Bawumia, the person saying he is not in the helm of affairs, it's a question. Where is he from? Is he the fantastic EMT head, you mean? Why? Your sentence is not clear, so let me just leave it there. Okay, let me come to the guest now. Lara too, yeah.
Yes. See, it takes a liar to identify one. And if Beatrice sits here and talks about lies, then I think it's fair to call her leader the Pro-Max version of a liar. They are the ones that it takes a lie. And I always say that when problems are created in knowledge, it's not in ignorance that you solve them. And I think our compatriots need to know that. If making a promise and not fulfilling it makes one a liar, then what happened to one-time premium? As for the bit about digitalizing our systems and all that, I'll treat it like the way they treated free SHS. They sponsored so many ads, over 20 ads against free SHS. Poo-pooed it. When they realized the impact it was making, they turned around and said, they introduced free SHS. So I'll just treat the way she treated digitalization and all, because it's difficult for them to understand where we are in this current dispensation. I was thinking that the 20 going into an election, the over 30 minutes that she spoke, she would have said, Dr. Bawumia says I'm going to review the NDPC Act, amend it. This is what we are going to do. No alternative. It's all about insults, it's all about things, and that is why we say it's about the future and the past. They can stay in the past. She was mentioning Islamic schools that have been built. Do you know Larbanga? It's in the Damango constituency. Go there. There's a newly built Islamic senior high school there. Probably you've never been there. Maybe when you follow your candidate, whenever he's going to Bole, after Damango, on the way to Sola to Bole, you see Larbanga Senior High School, Islamic Senior High School. Travel around and understand. For a flag bearer,
60. Mention 60.
From you said I should mention just one. I'm giving you one.
So mention the rest. Mention the 50.
How pathological you are as a liar, so you can identify
how many Muslim schools have
let's go on. She said I should mention. Let me go on. There are a lot of things I need to address.
How many Islamic schools have you built?
When you sector without an alternative,
you are ignoring my question. How many Islamic schools have you built?
She claimed I spoke for 41 minutes. You interjected throughout. When she was speaking, you were there. You were even added on to what she was saying. Please let me do my presentation. When I'm done, you can continue. Don't interject.
Lara too. I take exception to that. I don't know if it's an advice or a warning. I'm a host.
Yes,
I'm sitting in as a host. I have the right to
so
interject.
Can I finish my point and answer your question?
I'll make this point before you continue. I have the right to interject as and when I want to. Nobody gives me rules as to when to interject. So if she's talking and I don't interject at some point and I interject at some point on your point, it doesn't make me an unfair host. It means that in my mind,
so
I want
can
to
I finish my point and address your
I accept what I'm saying first before you go on.
I should accept what?
Accept it. That's the rule I've put on
you have the right to interject.
No, it is a rule.
I have the right to accept or not accept.
You don't have the right to accept or not accept. I have the right to interject when I want to.
An obey before complaint situation here. Okay, so let's move on. Look,
this why it's not right
matter. Two flag bearers in the two leading political parties, and this is where the choice is coming. Both candidates come from regions that have been carved out of the original northern region. Since 1996, the leader of the NDC has been in government. From MP, minister, deputy minister, full-fledged minister, vice president, acting president, president. The people in now Savannah region cried for 40 years just to get a region carved out for them to help manage our development. Forget about even the creation of the region. Savannah region is one of the poorest when it comes to education. But the same person from that region who has been an MP in a constituency there before, led a pack that campaigned against free SHS. That is the alternative we are talking about. That is the alternative we are talking about, as against Dr. Bawumia. Today, can anybody deny the fact that there are drones? So please.
Please. For those ones.
For the drones.
Please. When you ask them,
please.
You did that to me, please. You don't get to pick and choose. You before I spoke, when I gave Annie 1 minute.
Hold on.
When I gave Annie 1 minute.
Lara, hold on. What's the question you're asking?
My question is that Dr. Bawumia cannot be responsible for the mess of this government because his advice or his role was just advisory. How is it that you are touting these as Dr. Bawumia's achievements? It's a fair question.
Okay.
It's a fair question.
When we say our compatriots don't read and they don't listen, this is one of it.
I'm more read than you are.
When Dr. Bawumia,
at least I'm more read than you are,
mounted the podium to talk, what was the first thing he said? I am here to give you my vision, but it's just right as a certain vice president, and I'm not quoting.
He said he's like a candidate coming for a job interview.
Exactly. Account to you what I have done was the implementation of the drones that are being run by Zipline. Not part of it.
Is the depreciation of the dollar not part?
Can anybody deny that we don't have drones sending blood and blood products?
That's why it's like a gamma.
Sending anti-snake venom to hard-to-reach places, whilst we look at dealing with other aspects of infrastructure.
It is the approbating and reprobating situation that
is
people
it
are
a
asking. No, it's not
that
a lie.
Free SHS.
So if Dr. Bawumia led...
That has increased enrollment to 1.4
So Dr. Bawumia led the policy implementation of free... Hold on.
Yes.
Dr. Bawumia led the implementation of free SHS. He led it.
If you listen, you see, when we are talking,
okay, let's assume, Lara, let's assume I didn't listen.
It's national.
I didn't
what
listen.
I'm saying
I didn't
is,
listen.
When he was
no, I want clarity. I didn't listen.
When he was accounting, his main focus was digitalization.
So I'm saying that
brings in the drones and all these things that she's trying to take credit on Ghana.gov. That is one of the boldest steps when it comes to dealing with corruption. Honey, over the years, we had people go to Public Accounts Committee and monies that they have taken was kept in a safe or something and the money got missing. Today, you sit, you pay for the services, it goes straight to Ghana. Isn't that dealing with corruption? Today, identity theft. If I have my Ghana card, it's my tin, it's my slate. I have snits sending me. Come on.
Dr. Bawumia's pastor.
Which pastor?
What you did
That's not
here
Dr.
was
Bawumia's
a
pastor.
shameful joke. You sat here and called Dr. Bawumia names. But I have been taught. I have been taught and brought up that when you don't want anybody to insult your father, you don't insult
but the incompetent one there is what?
So that is
the incompetent one is what?
Yours may be different.
Dr.
And
Bawumia
Dr. Bawumia goes further
is that what she
in
said,
his
Dr.
vision
Bawumia?
to talk about morals and values. That is what we are known for as a people. Morals and values. I have a candidate who can boldly say that I am not corrupt. I have never been corrupt. Can her flag bearer say that? No. Even when he was asked,
if you were not useless, why would the man who is corrupt be walking free?
What's the difference?
Why have you not arrested him?
Isn't it a human being that becomes?
Why have you not arrested him?
But you see, in all this,
if you are men enough, go and arrest him.
We have never run away from the fact that there are challenges that we are dealing with. Dr. Bawumia didn't run away from the fact that there are challenges.
But he ran away from the fact that he's responsible.
That apart from the COVID, apart from Russia and Ukraine, we also had our internal challenges that also added up to where we go to. He was emphatic. It's in the document. But let me come to the bit about jobs. And you see, our compatriots need to understand data and data sources when they are talking. On jobs, paragraph 23. Let me read. What is probably the most remarkable development in terms of the economy is that our government has created 2.1 million jobs between 2017 and 2022, notwithstanding the global economic crisis. The public sector recruited 1.2 million people, while the private sector created 975,000 jobs per SNIT data. We recruited 100,000 more health workers, 100,000 more teachers, more than double fire service personnel, etc. Our government has quite, and listen to it, our government is part of it. Our government has quite clearly created more jobs in 7-year period than any government. This is truly remarkable. And
the argument about jobs. No. As a journalist, I'll ask you this question. Okay, the argument about jobs is the inconsistencies of the numbers that are being bandied about by ministers, by vice president, by finance ministers. Sometimes when you go to parliament, the data that's provided, the numbers are different. We have 5 million, we have 3 million, we have 2.5, we have 2. I mean, it is the consistency or inconsistencies of the numbers. It's not that you have not created or you have created. That's not where the debate is. The debate is whose figure should we go with?
Did you take notes of the source of the data? Did you?
It's not about the source of the data.
Public sector. No.
The argument is not the source of the data.
In essence, the
source of data is important. There are multiple sources of data.
So the minister's source was from where?
The minister
took his source from where?
What Dr. Bawumia put out there, is data. It's like private permanent jobs. You get it? Listen, so there were jobs that were created. You understand that in employment,
you are saying you're introducing something very new.
Do you know?
Private permanent. No, I'm sorry. Private permanent job.
I think you need to call Beatrice.
Please. Private permanent. Beatrice, I need some silence, please. I beg you.
Where
you said private
reciprocate.
It's private permanent job.
She doesn't.
You mean employment?
I can teach.
That's employment is different from jobs.
Come again.
Employment is different from jobs.
When you're employed, what do you do?
I don't
what
know.
do you have?
I don't know.
When you're employed, you have a job. You can be employed permanently, temporarily.
So the figures this is permanent.
But honey, how many people get a bad day job and they are paying SNET and those things on it? It's you and I who are formally employed, registered with SNET, pay our contributions and all that. How many people? It's even recently that the SNET introduced the informal sector contribution and all that.
So
for people
which one did you do? So which one did you do?
That's the SNET data.
I'm saying that
SNET deal with.
So it's permanent ones.
Who does SNET deal with?
So permanent jobs.
You are a journalist.
I'm saying that.
Who does SNET deal with? Tell me.
The question is,
who does
so these are permanent jobs. Having mentioned SNET, I want to say these are permanent jobs.
Why not?
Okay.
That is what they don't understand.
I mean, employment.
There were jobs that were created temporarily by NACO. There were jobs that were created by Rearing for Food and Jobs. There were jobs that were created by Planting for Food and Jobs. In that moment, when you are doing a survey, all those people have a form of employment. You capture them. Those were the figures the Minister of Employment put out. What Dr. Bawumia put out, and he gave a source. I'm thinking that they'll come and say, we've checked with SNET, and SNET is saying the figure is wrong. Then we can have a conversation on that. In these days of right to information law, you write to SNET, it's a public entity. They'll probably have an information, right to information officer there who go through the process and get you the list. See, so when we say the alternative is empty, this is what we mean. They don't read, they don't listen to understand, they only listen to just respond. And that is not how to grow a nation.
All right.
Dr. Bawumia has put out his vision, has accounted for what he did. Come out and tell us that the GDP figures, the exchange rate figures, the growth figures he has put there, this is your contrary figure. No. All they sought to do was attack people who sought to say that, oh, we agree with Dr. Bawumia, we think he's the best choice for this country. And you are talking about damaged goods. What's more damaged than your flag bearer? Rejected by some 1 million votes Ghanaians in 2016, rejected again in 2020. Has Dr. Bawumia ever stood to as flag bearer on any ticket? No. That is what we are talking about. And as for the conversation about the two of them coming from the north, we can find time and do a proper analysis of developments in that side of our region, irrespective of the number of votes that are given to the MPP till date. All the policies that the MPP, from ambulance, some constituencies will never had seen an ambulance, if not for the one constituency, one ambulance. All the policies that were brought, how many? They should tell us. They sit there and talk about infrastructure. What makes a nation? Social interventions. They should tell us. They haven't been able to answer that question. And you sit down here and call someone a liar when you are led by the Pro-Max version. Come on, let's get serious and let's respect guardians.
Annie, I think that, to be fair to Loratu, she's not the only one who has had to struggle to defend Dr. Bawumia. I think from over the weekend, almost all communicators have struggled, and so it should not be very passionate. I think we are just stating the obvious. Now, first of all, President Mahama never
tell you that they struggle to defend him.
Oh, but I also watch.
But that's what they think. They only perceive things.
But they didn't tell you that.
First of all,
reality.
Okay,
they
so they are not struggling.
So she's always telling her. She should go and talk to
well, I withdraw the states when they struggle. I withdraw the states when they struggle. First of all,
and replace it with what?
That's what
they tried.
She sits here and talks
they
about
tried.
Green book that her own people are running
first
away
of
from.
all,
She's quoting
Dr. Bawumia
if you are talking about jokes, you are the joke.
He cannot account for what he was brought. You know, I am not a big fan of Nanado, and I don't think I'll ever be. But Nanado told us, you know, the man knows himself. When he went to school to read economics, he had 3rd class. So he never anywhere said that I was an economic messiah. In fact, at every time when there appeared to be something that showed that the economy was trying to be better, he would ascribe that to the vice president. Indeed, in outdooring him, he said that I am bringing this man in charge, I'm bringing this man to be in charge of the economy because he knows himself that he is not an economic guru. Dr. Bawumia's own website, and viewers should go to the website, as head of the economic management team, he said that he was in charge of implementation and the management of the economy. So that is settled. In 2018, during the State of the Nation's address, President Nanado acknowledged that whatever is happening under the economy, it was Bawumia who was responsible. So when did Bawumia make a U-turn? And all of a sudden, who was addressing the distinguished series speakers? Today, the distinguished speaker is a disgraced speaker. And so failure doesn't have friends. Success has many friends. Everybody is running away from the failure.
The success of the same way they want to join the success of free SHS. That's the same way they want to come and attach to the success of
this government.
But free SHS, what did they say they would do?
Come again.
They
sponsored over 20 adverts against free SHS. How it's not possible. How even their current general secretary stood on a platform and said it's a lie.
They said they were doing
all lie, be lie, and all that. Propagandists. People that until today they are.
They said they were doing
communication officers were propaganda secretaries.
It is the how.
The major propaganda secretary being their general secretary now. They talk about lies. They have the moral right to talk about lies.
Okay, calm down. First of all, the NDC never campaigned against free SHS. The NDC was the political tradition that introduced progressive free SHS. What the NDC said was that we must begin to get the foundation right. That children must not go to school and be sleeping on the floor. Children must not be eating gari mixed with palm oil. Children must not be in the state in which they are today. And so it was important to get the fundamentals right. And we are the political tradition that built 200 secondary schools with 46 completed before we left power. Now, Laura says that, out of the 16, I'll give it to you. I will give it to you, don't worry. One alternative
24-hour economy.
I'll give it to you.
24-hour economy.
Now,
when their systems
she made mention of a secondary school in Larabanga. It's Larabanga and Zongo.
So 24-hour economy is possible.
They said it's already happening.
It's possible.
It's happening.
It's happening.
But Dr. Bawumia said it's not possible. I'm saying that Dr. Bawumia said it's not possible.
So they should tell us, what is it? Is it a slogan or is it a policy?
Is 24-hour economy possible? Is it possible?
How do you ask if something that is already ongoing?
Let me make my point.
Okay, when you want to do a transaction, do you need to go or can't you do
transactions? She's not comfortable with the Larabanga question.
Okay.
Larabanga is not a Zongo. Larabanga is not a Zongo, and for your information, it is a 12-unit classroom that is at Larabanga. It's not a secondary school. So don't come and hold that in the eyes of people. There is a 6-unit classroom block there, but it is not a secondary school.
Someone is
me, I don't know Larabanga.
Someone is feeding her.
Me, I don't know Larabanga. Look at you.
This is the life.
Me, I don't know Larabanga. Where is the mosque located? The famous tourist site.
Where is Larabanga? Where is the closest landmark to Larabanga?
Why are you saying she doesn't know that?
She doesn't know.
Why are you saying that?
She doesn't.
Why are you saying that?
She should tell me.
No, I'm asking what makes you think
landmark?
No, Lara,
you have lied. You have been exposed. Now you're asking for geography.
You know that there's a Larabanga mosque. Tell me.
No, now you're asking for geography. So that point has to be made. The issue of the jobs. You see, Annie is the most laughable of the when you ask Laura,
and they can't give an alternative.
Where is your
no
source?
alternative.
He said the source is data.
No alternative.
When did data become a source?
Now you're heckling her.
No,
you are deliberately doing that.
What is data?
She should feel it.
What is data? When you ask Laura, what is your source? He said the source is data. What is data?
Come on.
When private citizens go and register workers with SNIT, you cannot claim credit for it. You know why?
Allow people to listen to her too.
I won't. Because she's lying. She can't poison.
Were you lying when you were speaking?
Me.
Were you lying? So why are you claiming she's lying?
So let me lie. So you allow me to lie.
Okay,
when you asked of the source, he said,
this is what you have to do. You give me instruction. But when she's doing
SNIT,
I was interjecting. And you are doing the same.
Because I don't get emotional when you interject. So she doesn't know the difference. When you asked her for the source, she said, SNIT. You came to collapse private banks with bankers being, today bankers are Dr. Bawumia's colleagues, church mates. Today bankers, with all apology to church mates, people have left high level of banking. They are selling Indomie by the roadside and things. That's one, you will not claim that you are responsible. Private sectors who build businesses and you came to collapses, you are not responsible. Private citizens who have registered people under SNIT, that one government has created 2.1 million. The alternative is that President Mahama will not bring his mother-in-laws and his wife's fathers as appointees. That is the first alternative.
You are responsible for that, right?
The second alternative, you asked me a question. Let me answer. But how many? You asked me a first question. Let me ask you. Let me answer the question. You asked what is the alternative. The alternative is that President Mahama will not want a family and friends where the wife's parents and the wife's sisters and brothers will be given appointment. That we will not do. The second thing we will not do. The second thing we will not do is that we will not collateralize.
You're overdoing things. I don't think it's.
The second is that we will not collateralize. Which one is a lie? That Dr. Bawumia has not given the father-in-law ambassadorial position. Which one is a lie?
You see, let's
no. Which one is a lie?
Let's be careful about this.
That Samira Bawumia's father is not the ambassador.
You're not related to the flag bearer of
I forget that. What she has said, is that a lie?
If you want to mention family members,
no, I don't like to go into this family issue. But what she has said, is that a lie?
So stop it.
Is that a lie? I'm asking you.
Capable of doing the job?
No. Okay, so it's true.
Are they in the political?
So it's true.
Now the question. President Mahama has said that he will run the leanest government with 60 ministers. Now you cannot have somebody who is part of a government that brought 126 ministers come late in the day, come and copy the vision of President Mahama and say that, you said 60, we will do 50. This is a man with no credibility. President Mahama has said that to the many young people of this country, keep faith, hope is coming. We cannot do the same thing over and over and over. You cannot continue to churn out data at the detriment of the lives of people. And so the 24-hour economic transformation is coming. Companies will employ. That is how you were laughing at the UGMC today. You have no single teaching hospital to show for.
Okay.
That is why we are saying that Dr. Bawumia, see, anybody in MPP may have the right. Kennedy Japan, he stood up against the wrong. Kwabene Japan, he stood up. Ministers, they stood up. But Dr. Bawumia is the arbiter to all the crimes of this government. He cannot suddenly extricate himself. He's implicated, he has no credibility, and he does not know what he's doing.
Yes, I did.
What do you mean?
You saw all those names.
So we'll take a break. We'll be back shortly.
I'm glad to be able to report, Mr. Speaker, that the economic management team, under the stellar leadership of the strong, brilliant economist, Vice President Muhammadu Bawumia, has risen to the challenge, and the hard work is beginning to show positive results.
Pascal is showing his boss the efficient new technology they've installed. She is pleased, but now she's asking, why is that still there? Pascal explains that he hired a security goat to protect the data shed. The boss is not so pleased anymore. If you haven't upgraded to cloud storage yet, it's time to get business done better with MTN Business.
Hello, my friends. My name is Kelkit's Toothpaste.
Wow.
I was made to be gentle on your gum, but protected. I will protect your teeth from cavity, make your teeth whiter, stronger, keep your mouth fresh all day. And best of all, I'm strawberry flavored. So put on a smile and try me.
That's amazing.
Just try me. That's my job.
If you say so, jump on my brush. Makes your teeth stronger, chicky whiter, chicky stronger. Yay! You did it!
I'm glad you like your new toothpaste. Don't forget to brush both day and night.
Kelkits, happy smile.
Sure. All right, you're welcome back. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Why are you laughing?
Politics is an interesting thing.
It is.
Yeah. As I watch them banter, I'm like, okay, this is very, very interesting. It is quite interesting.
It is interesting. I heard someone last week chastise the youth. Especially those who decide that, as for them, they are not interested in politics, they don't want to be a part of it. Unfortunately, it rules you, it manages you, it does everything that affects you directly. So you have to be interested.
Yeah, you have to. You have to be very much interested. So let's start with some comments on the Good Morning Ghana page as the show was going on. Quite interesting comments over there. So let's take a look at some of the comments on Good Morning Ghana. Dr. Bawumia is our only hope to make Ghana great again. It's better to try a driver's mate than bring in an old driver to have a track record of daily accident. Who has a track record of daily accident? Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia will surely transform this country if he becomes the president. So let's all continue to have faith and support him because he's competent. He's Shraba Anelka. Annie, please give Larry a gallon of water before the bee sting. Samira Ajiti says so. And breaking the 8 is possible. Young politician is also saying so. That breaking the 8 is possible. Dr. Bawumia is the next president of Ghana. Okay. Bawumia should never get close to the president's seat. Ghanaians. Okay. Who do best says? It's simple. NPP has failed and they want to outsmart Ghanaians. Danny the Young also says so. Ghanaians, we should all come to the understanding that our country is under siege. All our institutions are like zombies and corrupt like the mother serpent and her children. Wahalai, we need to rescue this country. Okay. And so, yeah, Dr. Bawumia has his own vision and has outlined them. Where is Muhammad's vision? He should lay them down for us to see who has a vision and who is just on a distraction mission. So these are some of the comments. And, you know, Nigeria didn't win the AFCON, and Ghanaians are happy. They are trolling the Nigerians, and I'm sure if they had won, it would have been far worse than we trolling them. So let's take a look at some of the comments on Twitter. It's quite interesting. Let's take a look. So this one says, "Good morning, Nigeria." Nana Banamwa is the audio is very, very funny. Like the video is very, very funny, but because of time, I won't be able to bring it. While Nigeria couldn't win AFCON 2023, there was a big win for Ghana at the Super Bowl with this halftime commercial on NFL Africa shot in Ghana. Well, the little boy Kwesi is Nigerian, so I guess it's a win for Nigeria to And oh, did I tell you that Amel? Okay, that is Amel Deborah. He trying to shade, Nigeria for not winning the AFCON. This one says, we they cook Nigeria under their flashlight. So that is the ego. So coming from a nation that cannot boast with a quarterfinal despite your constant slight, your development is useless. Make una rest. This is a Nigerian and trying to, trying to shake Ghana as well. So this one says, your Naira is dancing shocky, your jollof is whack. And I'm sure you charge your phone in Ghana and tweet in Nigeria because your light is out of sight. Somebody came hard. Okay, let's take a few more.
That's John Dumelo.
Yeah, John Dumelo, former John, of course. Nathaniel Bassi says that if there's anything AFCON has shown us, is that Nigerians still love Nigeria. We may argue and say otherwise due to the various challenges we face, but when push comes to shove, we tend to rally around our nation. Please cheer up. Remember, it's only a game. The boys tried, but Cote d'Ivoire was clearly better and they won. Let's look forward to better showing. God bless you all, my fellow Nigerians. He has just accepted defeat. But
God bless the Ivorians.
God bless them. This one said, thank God it's Monday. Let's laugh at Nigeria again.
Anyway.
Yeah, they would have done worse. But Annie, last, the Super Bowl that they were talking about, that it was shot in Ghana. It's actually a 2-minute video, but let's take a look at the Super Bowl that...
Good Morning Ghana is brought to you by MTN.